They don't got a free trial, bro.
This is a free trial. It's a free 40 minutes.
Free, she throwing that ass. I'm up first for coming in last. Went to the bank, happy alive. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap.
Right away. Pete, you said you wanted to talk about something right after the intro, so the floor is yours.
Okay, first moment of silence because it's never gonna happen ever again. First and last time
Okay.
to my ego, right? Like, so I was snapping on Chris last episode, and I was loud and motherfucking wrong. I'm not sorry, but I apologize.
Can we elaborate on what exactly you were wrong about?
I was wrong about how certain companies. I thought it was limited to a few. I did not know it was like a plethora, like 10,000 companies that do not pay taxes. That shit is fucking wild. Like, cause I pay taxes for my little bullshit ass Nike job, and these motherfuckers is multi-billion and trillion-dollar companies, which is wild. Like that is crazy. Like we got to find some way, somehow, to make that shit make sense. But I stand corrected. I feel like that shit start with the politicians, though, because they in charge. They rule over a lot of that shit. Not federally, but statewide, because it's the states that be controlling that first more than anything. So
There's
that's why I
really
fuck.
there's really nothing. Well, I don't know. I don't think the states could do anything about that shit.
Why not, though?
And blaming a
It's al-
politician is. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's like it's almost like when companies decide that they want to go to China. You know what I'm saying? Like I could send my factory to China and pay these guys 60 cents an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no state or even a federal law that can stop them from doing some shit like that. You know? It's
To
really
stop
just
them
the
from
cash.
moving or paying their taxes?
Both.
I mean both.
Both, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like if I go to China to set up my business there, like what the fuck can California do or the US government do, you know? Same thing. Like if I'm in New York and I'm like I'm Amazon and I'm like I'm not gonna pay your taxes, fuck you. And South Carolina's like, come over here. We'll pay your taxes for you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's really nothing New York can do about that, you know?
That's true too, but that's wild as hell.
The
Like,
only,
It
the
is.
only
It's,
Nah, it is.
The only thing I could see doing is like, I mean, Trump tried to do it some like during his administration where like he started putting crazy tariffs on shit to try to get like people to move back, that from companies that were out like that went to China overseas in general. But even still, like sometimes even with the tariffs, like that shit is not gonna, you're gonna make too crazy of a profit with the labor being way cheaper overseas and shit.
Yeah. It's
That- th- I-
capitalism, my nigga. I'm telling you. It's just capitalism, bro. This is what it produces, greedy ass niggas.
Bro, but I can't, I feel like we can't let this go unnoticed that this really is, I feel like, the first time ever in this entire Woodcrest group chat history that someone admitted that they're wrong and were sort of apologetic about it. And to have it on camera, like this is history right now. This is crazy.
it ain't happening again though, so don't let that shit get to your head. Like,
I mean,
even if
I mean, the only thing that was wrong with that was, well, the only thing that was true about that was being on camera, because we have been wrong and loud with our money before. So
Yeah.
we pay that
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's like
wait,
that's
wait. What is Rook talking about? Didn't I just admit that I was wrong about the Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin thing?
Yeah,
that too.
cap it.
Yeah,
I
what the
mean,
fuck? What the fuck is wrong with Rook, bro?
it's true.
That shit happened like an episode ago, bro. And I,
Talk about that.
yo,
Well,
this guy Rook, bro.
more often than not, it don't happen. And more
He
often
just
than not,
thinks
you know what? It's David. It's really David that really just pisses me off, man.
My nigga, my nigga went from Woodcrest history to it doesn't happen like that.
and then it's just this one guy.
Bro,
This is one guy.
it's fucking David. David literally ruined my day today, bro. I'm out here minding my fucking business.
How?
I'm minding
Tell
my
me-
business, bro.
Tell me
I'm
more
literally,
about that.
literally have a cookie in my hand. Next thing I know, I open my phone to David just angry and loud for no fucking reason, man.
Oh,
No
what?
at all, bro.
Congratulations.
Because
Your
they beat
Ravens.
Denver.
I'm saying y'all beat the Broncos. We're fucking ass.
Oh.
And this man just got real, his chest puffed up and everything, bro. He came out here
Yeah.
loud.
He
What
was
did I say?
Vengeance.
What did I say?
God dang.
What did I
bro.
say? That was so
Wait.
vengeful.
What do you mean? Would
Wait,
you
you
say?
said it. Yeah, are you asking what you said, nigga? Oh,
What did I say?
yo, David is the classiest type of supervillain, man. I'm telling you.
Bro,
I am
Nah.
telling you, bro.
Oh,
my
man.
nigga,
He had
my,
all that energy before.
crazy.
my nigga will slap. He'll slap the shit out of your mama and just look at you like, what happened?
It's not true.
Just fucking
That
out
man
of
be going on
nowhere.
tirades too. He be going off. I'm like, God damn, who hurt this man? Then I
Yeah.
scroll back up and I be like, I want to see who ignited the flame, and it's
it's-
like
Oh, my
nothing there.
Yo, David in his room kicking pillows and flipping shit over, bro. Yo, nah,
Real calm in here. That doesn't happen.
you know what you would have been you know what you would have been great at? You would have been a great drill sergeant, bro.
I
Just
swear to
getting worked
God.
up. Just getting worked up over nothing.
They would be a good politician, bro.
No.
Nah, bro, he'll get canceled like a motherfucker.
Nah.
Bro, white people
They'll love it.
white people Yo,
He'd be
Tommy,
just like
white
Trump.
Tommy, white people are the majority of voters, bro. Like, who do you think? You think is gonna cancel David?
David's gonna go up there and be like, I don't want y'all votes.
You know who else tried some shit like this? The white girl who ended up becoming the head of the NAACP.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you're talking
Nah,
about.
wait, no.
The chick that pretended to be black.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% familiar with her name, but if you're comparing me to the woman that pretended to, she was like identifying as black, but she was a white woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Both-
her parents
Come on,
her
dog.
too.
That's who you're comparing me to.
Her parents were white.
I'm like Rachel something. Rachel
I'm
Dolezal.
saying,
Yeah.
no,
something like that.
listen, I'm not saying the
Nah.
delusion is on the same level.
You just
Listen,
got me.
David.
You just got me high, bro.
I'm,
just got me
I'm saying the motivation was the same. Y'all got the same.
I'm not pretending to be black
Nah,
to
nah,
get white
nah,
people
bro.
mad. Like
But I feel like you said her name was Rachel. I feel
that was
like
her
if
name,
you and
right?
Rachel,
Is that the person you're comparing me to?
whatever. If you and
Ah.
if you and Rachel sat down for like 20 minutes for a coffee, I feel like you guys would agree on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
know?
sad. Damn. All right, Tommy, you didn't make it to the last episode. You were adamant that we didn't talk about certain things until you were here. You're finally here, bro. What do you want to start with? The SI Top 100 or the QB traps?
The QB traps, actually.
All right, take the floor, bro. It's yours.
I think it's wild, like, because I wrote a couple of them down, how Blake Bortles got picked before Aaron Donald, Odell Beckham, Khalil Mack, and Mike Evans. Yeah, Jameis Winston, they got picked, and Marcus Mariota got picked before Amari Cooper, Todd Gurley, and Marcus Peters. Like, there's a whole bunch of, like, name brand players that got picked after some pretty scrubby quarterbacks. It just, it makes no sense.
And that's a tiny.
Yeah, those are
tiny
just 2
sample
years.
size, bro.
I went back 10
Yeah.
years, bro. I have a whole list of just
Damn.
players that are better than quarterbacks, bro. And it makes no sense to me.
It's just desperation, bro. I'm telling you, like they be watching, not to throw shots or anything, but they be listening. They got as much faith in those scouts as rookie do, bro.
Bro.
They want that QB so bad. They're willing
be
to
good.
risk it all, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Like, one of the few years when they would have got it right to pick the right quarterback was 2017. They kind of got Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, and they picked Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh
Bro.
man.
But at the
That's-
same time, like you need to though. You need to. In my
Like,
You
they
got
don't
no
got-
choice.
like you don't
Nigga.
have a choice because you're not gonna be successful in this league if
Why
you
would
don't find your guy.
But quarterbacks,
Yeah.
their
Thing
teams
is-
are like forcing themselves to pick a quarterback though. They're not finding the
thing-
perfect quarterback.
Right.
Again.
Like the thing is,
Sorry,
the
go
thing
ahead.
is that like all these great QBs, like how many of them were like first 10 picks? You know what I'm saying? Like Patrick Mahomes was what,
Yeah.
like number 10?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like you just said, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about like Peyton Manning is honestly like in the minority at this point.
Hey, man,
So like
Andrew
you're,
Luck.
you know, yeah, you know, guys like that, like you're putting everything that you're gonna get like a Cam Newton, and chances are you're gonna end up with a Daniel Jones, bro. Like, you know, like I'm telling you.
But at the same time, like, all right, so the Rams got Aaron Donald, right?
Yeah.
He's been in the league for how long? And I couldn't tell you exactly.
2014.
All right, since 2014. How relevant have the Rams been though? It wasn't until as of
No,
They went to the
recently.
Super Bowl, my nigga.
Now I'm saying
Yeah.
till as of recently, right? Like the
They went to
the McVay era.
Nah, actually, contrary to your point, they went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
Yeah, with McVay, I'm saying in the McVay era.
I feel you,
But-
but like the whole thing about like a QB, like you need this QB, but like they went with a guy that's not that good.
They went and they lost.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, they
But
lost.
like, and
Because they didn't have
don't get
a
me
good
wrong,
QB.
there are situations where you could get away with it, right? Where like the what was it, the 2001 Ravens with their backup quarterback, pretty much with dude that's now like the QB guru for the Elite 11 camps. I can't remember his name right now, right? Like if you have an unreal like historic defense and a historic running game, right, and you don't have to do much, then fine, like you could get away with it. But it's very few and far between when you're going to be able to do that.
Like how much of this has been skewed by Tom Brady though? Because
What do
like
you
when we're
mean?
talking about like the champions, right?
Mhm.
Like half of them, like in the past 20 years, half of them shit to go to Brady, right? So we're talking about because like
Yeah.
who he lost to, who he lost to? He lost to Foles.
Who threw crazy numbers.
Yeah,
that
nah,
Super
but
Bowl.
Foles did his thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Foles did his thing. But regardless though, like Foles isn't like
He lost to Foles and he lost to Eli twice, which in
Mhm.
both
he lost
games,
to,
Eli kind of did
Defense.
his thing, and then he went against a historic defense type shit too at that standpoint. But like Eli kind of did his thing too, right? I mean,
but like the thing is like you can get a Nick Foles and win the championship is what I'm saying. You can win the championship with Joe Flacco.
I still can't believe
They just got to
fucking
turn
won.
up. They just got to turn up at the right time. You know what I mean?
He said, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that shit was still crazy to me. that fucking
You know?
Ravens team went and won with Flacco. That man's so ass, bro. He came to the Broncos. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I mean, he was really in a similar situation. Defense is phenomenal. We have a decent running game. All you gotta do is take care of the rock, make a couple plays here and there, and he was
score at
fucking
least 3
terrible.
touchdowns,
He
yeah.
was fucking terrible. So I understand what you're saying, where it's like these teams kind of got to build up and like build their team around them, and then they get better, and then they have a quarterback that comes in. But at the same time, like if you have those high QB prospects and shit, and if you're a consistent, 8-18, whatever, you're not gonna have a high enough draft pick in order to get a QB if it's like an actual good one in the early rounds. But you just
But
I
those
don't know.
first round ones are always bust, bro. They're always bust. You're telling me I need
Like-
my first pick to get Mitch Trubisky, nigga? Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's
Fuck
just a dumb one. That's just a dumb organization pick.
Yeah.
That's a dumb organizational pick.
You
Like,
know?
Bro, like Mitch
I
Trubisky
need-
draft, they could have got Christian McCaffrey and TJ Watt.
I could
Like,
under,
two great ass players.
I could understand.
need-
Sorry, go ahead.
I need my lottery pick to get Josh Rosen, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I could understand the Bears like not going after Mahomes because coming out of Texas Tech, and that offense, whatever, there's always like that stigma against, that type of offense or whatever. But to give up on Deshaun Watson, like that should make no sense. To not go to pick Trubisky over Deshaun, like what the fuck is that?
I know why though.
Why? Can you tell us more about why?
I bet you. I haven't. Listen, Tommy. I haven't read the scouting report on Deshaun Watson, but I guarantee you, it says something like, doesn't make correct reads, runs on the first play. Basically, the guy got a low IQ. They're saying that. In other words, they're saying that he belongs in the field, not in the house, is what they're saying.
Wow, that's
Dang.
That's a little
That's the analogy I would
dumb.
use, but yeah, pretty much.
Man, that's what it is, bro.
Going off of that, Tom, your other point that you wanted to discuss was the SI top 100. Tell me why you believe that Giannis is number 2 and deservingly so. Go.
I don't think he's
What?
number 2. There's a couple players I'll take before
You
Giannis.
got me, bro. I was about to say what?
Yes.
I mean, hey, they got him at number 2. Sports Illustrated never lied. They're never
thought they had him
wrong.
at-
So
Oh man.
One of the main points I want to talk about that I still think Trey Young.
Magazines.
I think Trey Young should have been in
gotta
front of
pull
Bradley
this shit
Beal,
up.
which I don't think is right.
They had him
You said
what?
what?
Trey Young in front of Bradley Beal. I mean Bradley Beal in front of Trey Young. My bad. And
And
I
that's
think Trey Young
not
should be
right.
ahead of him. I think Trey Young should be ahead of Bradley Beal, bro.
Bradley
For
Beal's
one-
fucking nice, bro.
He is, but so is Trey Young, and I think Trey Young is nicer.
why we get trapped off of that though. Like when a new talent come in, right? They doing good. They hot for 2 seasons, and we automatically want to move them up past people that been seasoned for like 5 to 8 seasons.
Trey Young's been doing this since his rookie year. He started off slow, but he's been doing this since the second year, being top 5 in scoring and assists. And then his people's down thing around him was that his team was ass. But Bradley Beal's team's been ass for a couple of years too, and people still saying he's one of the best in the league. That makes no sense to me. I feel Trey Young deserves more respect. That's the only point between Bradley Beal.
But I think the respect come with time, don't it?
I mean, a
Well,
lot
that's
of
what-
it, a lot of it comes from like the plus side, right? Or like the like the way that they're trending in the positive direction type shit. It's kind of like stocks, where it's
Yeah,
like
you doing potential.
yeah. And
Yeah,
Trey Young
but-
has crazy potential.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like Tom Brady was number 1 on the top 100.
No,
You know what I
Mahomes
mean?
was.
You're talking about last year?
Yeah,
The
I'm
most
pretty sure it
recent top
wasn't.
100 that came out, bro. Mahomes was at the top.
yeah,
And
Mahomes was
Durant was
number
at the
1.
top.
Yeah,
I thought Brady was number 1.
Oh,
They were talking about Lamar Jackson being rated at 24 after being ranked 1.
Boy, you lied and wrong, boy. You
Hey, Lamar Jackson's 24th in the NFL, bro. Out of the top players, 24. Come on, man.
I know there's a
This,
lot of good players in the league. Bro.
This source is losing its credibility, pick by pick.
I mean,
I mean,
that's
it's
not
obviously
SI,
harder
though.
to get the pick right, but come on, dog. Like,
Damn, I just
You gotta
noticed
think.
they got Ben Simmons
I
31.
mean, they have Giannis. They have Giannis too. Giannis is the second best player in the NBA. Everybody,
yeah.
anybody that says yes, like respond and tell me why.
Fuck yeah,
Why? Why is Giannis the second best player in the NBA?
because
You
he's
know
good
why
as
he-
fuck.
All right.
Yeah.
So who's
He's
number
good
one?
as fuck. Bro,
number
like
one?
basketball.
Kevin Durant. He's
Yeah.
better than LeBron.
yes,
Come on, you're trolling, bro. Like
he
you're,
is.
you're not
He is.
serious.
No, I'm dead serious. I think Kevin Durant is the best player in the world.
All right. And then Giannis is better than LeBron.
Yes, at this stage in their careers, yes.
I can see it happening this season. LeBron is on a downward spiral.
Bro,
He's not getting any better, bro. Like
Bron's aging.
I can
dog.
see. I don't know about
Yeah,
last
he-
year when LeBron was healthy, but this season I can see Giannis having a better season than LeBron if they're both
Yeah.
healthy all season. LeBron's
Yeah.
getting old, man. You gotta accept it, bro.
If the
Yeah.
Lakers win,
Bro, he was. Him and his
they got
running man
Westbrook,
were
bro.
healthy, bro. And he was the league lead, and he was the MVP at the time when everyone was healthy.
Says you.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, I don't think he was
He-
either, bro. He was an MVP.
It was him and Joel Embiid because Ben Simmons went down. Like,
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure it was Joel
I guess
Embiid
we'll see
and
this year,
Durant.
then.
I'm pretty sure it was Joel Embiid and Durant, but whatever.
It was.
we'll see this year, bro. Bro say he's 100% since the ankle.
Yeah, I hope everybody's healthy this season so the Bucks can't win.
Whoa.
How's Kevin Durant better than Braun now? Because Kevin Durant's always been a walking bucket. Like
Bro.
nothing has changed in that regard.
Because
Like,
LeBron's coming down and Durant's still at the top.
Yeah, and
That's
like
his
his
game, bro.
his rebounding's gotten better. His
but LeBron's
playmaking,
come
his
down is
passing's
what
gotten
though?
better as
Like
far
he's
as
come down from
playmaking.
what?
He's come
He's
down
come down
from
far enough to be not more effective.
He's not in
than
his
Kevin
peak
Durant.
no more,
David,
bro.
we're saying he's going from number 1 to number 3, dog. You're acting like we're putting him like Lamar Jackson down to 24 when he was just number 1 type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, what is the difference in what Kevin Durant has done this previous year as opposed to past years before this previous year that has put him above LeBron? Where in the previous years he was always the clear number 2 to LeBron.
I think Durant, you can compare his last run to 2016 where they choked against the Warriors. Like, remember before LeBron went to Miami, and even in 2011, a huge knock against them was him not being able to consistently take over in big games. And we could talk about like the Pistons run and all this other stuff where he did go off. But like that killer instinct was definitely awakened in Miami. I think we can all agree on that, right? And that's where everybody agreed anonymously or unanimously that he was better than Kobe. And I feel like there's kind of a same type of deal happening with Durant, where like Durant was a great scorer, but like could he take over games in big moments? We don't know. Now, like I know for a fact he could. He fucking carried the Nets by himself.
That shit
You
is
know what I mean?
terrifying, bro.
If he didn't go to the
That shit was
Warriors, I'm pretty
crazy.
sure it would have been a lot sooner.
While he was the main source of scoring on the Nuggets in that playoff run, especially versus Milwaukee, he did have games from randoms with help. Like,
well, a lot of that comes from. All right, first of all, we're not gonna sit here and act like you want to talk about help. Like LeBron doesn't have Anthony fucking Davis, right? So let's just stop that there, right? So he's got AD. So it's not like LeBron doesn't have help out there in LA. And then these randoms, a lot of it is because there is so much attention on KD, bro. Like, it was the most terrifying thing every time that man had the ball. Every single time he had the ball and that shot went up, he thought it was good. Every time he was driving, crossing over, whatever, and he's dishing out to these randoms, it's because they're wide fucking open because of this man, which is something that was like LeBron's thing too, right? Like that's what LeBron's specialty is. He raises everybody, like because of him being so fucking good, he opens everything up for everybody else, and that's the same thing KD was doing, you know, during the playoff run while putting up fucking 45 points, but still caught a nail, so it's okay.
So you're praising Kevin Durant for doing something LeBron has been doing.
Yes. No,
All
for
right.
sure. Yes.
Okay.
But like, could LeBron do the 2018 thing now? Is what we're saying.
No.
The season ain't start yet, though. So.
Hey man, age happens, man. Age happens.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
bro.
we're trying to
like,
explain to this man. He don't want to
we
don't want to hear it.
Like Kenny. Yo, Kenny, like how many times have you seen LeBron getting injured like in back-to-back seasons? It doesn't happen.
Never. It's just recently.
Now,
That's it.
but now we're starting to see it. Why? Because he's a fucking 37-year-old man, bro, or however old he is.
I think he's 36, going on 37 or some shit like that.
Yeah,
pretty close.
But but my man David will even argue that shit. He'll be like, "No, he's really 32."
Yeah, man. Again, David, it's not like we're saying he's fucking made a 20 spot drop, bro. From 1 to 3 at the age of 36. I don't think that's too crazy of a thing to throw out there, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Durant's only a couple years younger than him, or a few years. Kevin Durant's what, 33 or 34? His birthday just passed.
Hey, 3 years, especially in your 30s, is a big fucking difference, bro.
That matters, bro.
Yeah, not just that, but like, didn't Durant just take a whole year off, and he's on minutes restrictions? Like, his 34 ain't LeBron's 34, bro.
If we're doing the time thing, LeBron's getting a full off season this year, so I guess this year will be a good tell as to who's better. Since they're both coming off of a full off season, well, Kevin Durant went further, but by 1 round. So then I guess we'll see who's better between the two of them this year, coming off of a full off season for the both of them, where they both claim to be, 100% healthy. Nothing has come about Kevin Durant.
I think
Yeah,
it's gonna be
LeBron said he was
interesting to see in
100% in
general.
media days, so
Yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting in general what happens with the Nets, because at least with like Kyrie and stuff, because of the like vaccination stuff. Like I could very easily see Kyrie being like, I'm not getting it, and either decide to just not play in the home games or like take the year off type shit. So I mean, Andrew
That's
Wiggins
wild.
just bit the
I don't think
bullet.
he'll do
Andrew
that.
Wiggins got
it's
it.
one of
Yeah.
two things,
Yeah.
bro. He gets the vaccine or he doesn't, and he plays the
Yeah, I
home
know.
games or he doesn't. Like,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Or he, like I said, I feel like option 3 is he could decide to just not play the season. I think that's very
That's
feasible as
wild,
well.
bro.
I don't think he'll
That
do
That
that.
is
I don't think
wild.
that's.
I don't
even
think that'll
being
happen.
Why would that even be taken into consideration? Just
'Cause
sit out
it's-
the whole season?
Because it's
He's
Kyrie
not Ben
Irving.
Simmons.
Because Kyrie Irving's pretty stubborn, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think Rook is that
That's-
out there, man. Like,
It's really extreme.
I mean, think about
I
how
mean,
many
Kyrie's an
games.
extreme ass
Yeah,
nigga.
think about how many
Yeah.
games he's missing too, though, right? Because he's missing
Talking about
41.
41
All right, no, but then also
off rip.
all the California games and all the games against the Knicks
Oh,
as well,
yeah,
which
true.
is
Nah,
a couple
you
games
could be
there
a
too.
you could be a visitor and not be vaccinated in California.
They're gonna end up trading him for Ben Simmons.
No, I think you can't. I'm pretty sure you can't play out there. No.
No, it's a few
In
states
California?
that just passed that mandate where if you're not vaccinated, you ain't gonna be able to play. I think
That's
it's
what I'm
like
saying.
4 of 'em.
You get
Yeah.
New York and LA are two
Yeah.
for sure states. You need a vaccine to play.
Yeah.
He's,
So-
he's gonna have to get that vaccine, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
it's-
probably around. That's probably like around 48-ish, like 50 games
Yeah.
off rip right there too, bro.
All your New York games, all your LA games.
Yeah.
Like, he's screwed if he doesn't get his vaccine, bro. He's missing a lot of the games this year.
So then,
Did
is
he,
any player that comes and plays in California as a visitor won't be able to play? Is what you
Yeah.
guys are saying?
You have to be
Pretty sure.
vaccinated. You have
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
vaccinated
you
to
can't
play
get in
in
the,
those two
you
states.
can't even get in the building. You can't even
Yeah.
get in the building, man.
like
I think visiting
Kyrie,
teams will be able to have their whole roster.
Kyrie,
even in California.
Kyrie talked about this, right? Like, what did he say?
No, he said
Yeah,
respect
he
my
said-
talked
privacy.
about it.
Yeah, it says none of our business if he's vaccinated or not, which it
Like,
isn't,
what
but-
is? Because one of my coworkers pulled this shit, and this meeting has been upgraded, now includes
Oh,
limited
love it.
minutes. Wow,
Love it.
that's cool.
Thank you,
Um,
Zoom. Already better than Riverside.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Riverside. Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
sponsor us, Zoom, please. I'll stop cursing.
That's how it works.
Yeah, please.
Ask, you know, like, yo,
But, nah, but yeah, like one of my
Here we
coworkers
go.
pulled this shit.
Oh Lord.
What?
happened?
Explain it.
All right. So when your coworkers, Chris.
Yeah, my man was like, he's ready to get kicked out of the military. And I don't understand his reasoning. Like, how do you feel this strongly about this shit? Bro, like, we both went, me and Peterson been to Mets. I
Yeah.
walked down a line and they injected me with all type of shit. I can't even tell you what any of that shit is.
I see, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, yo, Kenny, like, it's like, this is how it is. Your shirt is off. You're walking down this hallway. There's somebody, I can't even tell you if they're a medical professional on each side. And they just pull
Yeah.
some shit out of a bag, stab you. You walk forward and same thing. You do this like 4 or 5 times. And I
Oh,
can't
man.
tell you what half of them things are. I know this guy went through the same process. And now that the coronavirus thing is new, he feels like, I don't know. Shit seems like hysteria, bro.
I don't think it's a
Yeah.
area. A lot of that stuff that they did inject us with, anyways, we both went to med, so it's like penicillin and stuff like that. So if a lot of the guys went in there with some type of STD or some crazy shit, it got real. If they basically flush your system, completely flush your system, so basically reset.
The point that I'm making is that none of us knew that shit. You're telling me it's penicillin now, and sure, maybe, but I didn't fucking know, and I didn't care. I just got it. They told me to get it, and I got it. Right? To this day they inject me with shit, and I'm like, all right. They're like, Chris, go to the clinic. You need this shot, and I'm like, okay, and I get it. And I feel like this is 99% of the attitudes of not just military members, but everybody. Like, if somebody's like, your kid needs this injection to go to school, going to
You gotta
school is
do it.
more
You
important
get it.
than everything. You're gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's only the coronavirus that people act like this for.
I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people acting like that. First of all, my stance on it: do what the fuck you feel is necessary, right?
Oh,
Whatever
yeah.
you feel like is necessary for you. But I feel like why a lot of people, not the slow people, I'm not counting them, because some people is just following the wave. Like
Yeah.
it's two types of people: people that say no, people that say yes, right? And people gonna split wherever the fork meets in the road, and they just gonna go the direction and say wherever direction I stand next to, that's where I'm going. I don't care where they're going or where they're going. I'm just gonna go in that direction because I see people running, so I'm gonna run that way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think the problem is, and that was the question I wanted to pose towards the end of this stream, but I guess it's gonna run into it now. The problem is, why is it an issue that somebody don't want to do something like that's not affecting somebody else?
But
Yeah,
it is.
That's
what
because the vaccine doesn't stop you from getting coronavirus. It just stops you from getting the symptoms. So if you don't get it, it doesn't affect anybody else. So I don't know why they're forcing people to get it.
I think it doesn't even stop the symptoms. It just stops them from being super
Yeah.
severe.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
and
what's the point?
even in that severity, because the mortality rate is 1%, right? So even with being vaccinated, and they have science that proves that we are vaccinated, all 6 of us in here, hypothetically, right? We're not, but we're all vaccinated, right? Even if all of us vaccinated, still 1% of us is going to die. That's why I had brought up the other disease. Still 1% is going to die. Yeah, there's facts. That's how diseases work, bro. Like the common cold.
Wait.
The common
I
cold is
missed
still.
something.
What
I missed something.
it's the likelihood of us dying from Rona is way less than 1 out of 6.
No, I said 1%,
1%.
bro. Yeah, he's not
Oh.
listening. Like
Well, he said
Yeah.
he said one of us is
Yeah.
gonna die. He said one of
I
us is
can't
gonna
lie.
die.
I heard what David heard.
I
I
didn't
can't
say
even
one
be
of
mad at
us.
him.
I was saying one of us as if we're the world, bro. Like, let's just say 6 of us
Yeah.
is 6 different countries, and we have millions of people within the country. If all 6 countries in here is vaccinated, it's still gonna be people that die within all 6 of our countries.
Yeah,
Just
but
like with
isn't it?
everything-
But with the vaccine, isn't it now less than 1% though?
Like significantly less.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
point fucking 0.05 type of shit. Like with how significant of a drop it is, and like that.
And with
how
Sorry,
much
go ahead.
people are still dying daily?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I couldn't tell you the numbers before.
No, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm telling you. Like, that's what I'm telling you. The numbers, even with the people, it's a lot of people vaccinated. I think it's like 74% of people is vaccinated right now. Like right now, right?
So
And out of-
because go ahead, Pete. My bad.
Nah, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was gonna say it's 1% right now.
Yeah,
So what was it in February?
it was around 1%, bro. It's still
Nah,
the same.
I'm willing to bet that's not true. Because
So look it
February
up.
we peaked. All right, so
And
we're gonna put 10 on this.
We peaked again recently. You know, we
So
peaked
we're gonna-
again. Like
Immortality.
And mortality
Immortality.
and the rise, the mortality and the rise of the amount of people that's contracting corona peaked again recently. That's why
Are
they
we
were
talking about
freaking out again.
We're talking about America, right?
Yes,
Okay, and we're putting 10 on this.
I never said 10. But look it up.
Come on, Pete.
How is that?
No,
laughing?
I'm gonna look
Just
it up. I want to put some money on this though.
Then we just peaked again recently. Is anybody paying attention?
Nah,
I know.
I'm about
I
to
know
find
we
out.
peaked.
I'm about to
I know.
find out.
I know we peaked on positive cases. I don't know about deaths. I know for sure we
Deaths?
peaked recently on positive cases, but deaths, I don't know. I mean,
I'm not too sure about Florida myself.
that's also a problem though with the whole like COVID shit is that the news only wants to report the positive cases, but they hardly ever are like talking about the death percentage or the mortality rate of it as well.
And I feel like that's the problem too, because even when swine flu popped up, they giving niggas movie tickets and cookies and Subway sandwiches, free gym memberships, fucking all types of bullshit. Go see Venom with your whole family. And it's like, bro, why is y'all going so hard? Like, I think the percentage of people that's vaccinated skyrocketed past recent, obviously, because more people is getting vaccinated. Somebody in this chat just got vaccinated recent to be petty. You know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying? It's like, and I think, why is it that if people is weary, that's a problem? As if like the government is this trustful entity recently because of Corona. Why is that a problem? That's the question I want answered.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
really, it's
That's how
like
people are, man.
a lot of like what's gonna spike the recent people just getting COVID is because I mean it just makes life fucking easier. I mean, at the end of the day, it's because the government is not necessarily telling you have to do this, but they're making it very difficult for you to live if you don't fucking do it. So then it's just
Mhm.
like people are just like
Yeah.
it's just easier to fucking do it and get it over with.
True. True.
But that still didn't answer the question that I asked.
That's the question again.
Why? Why is it still like? Why is it when people question something, it's a problem? I thought that's how life works, anyways. You have a jit, you tell your jit to go wash the dishes. Your jit is like, why I gotta wash the dishes, and I got a brother that haven't washed the dishes in a week. He's asking for a reason. So when they do release some type of mandate, even in the military, and I got in trouble a few times in the military, like, and I know Chris done seen a few people. It been times they tell me some shit, and I'm like, ain't no fucking way this shit, like, I'm not gonna do that retarded ass shit. Like, you gonna have to get somebody else to do that. Like, you're wild for that. I don't understand. Like, I'm in the field for 2 weeks. They doing rotations. I'm watching people come in and come out every 3 days, and I'm in for 2 weeks straight. Then I go up. Why do I have to be in here 2 weeks straight? Oh, why are you asking questions? Because I don't understand why motherfuckers is leaving and I'm still here. What you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of people right now is like, why the fuck they going so hard? Like, I see this vaccine shit every fucking where, like everywhere. And now motherfuckers can't even stay in jobs if they're not vaccinated, and people's questioning it, and it's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, to your point, Pete, like I don't know about you, but if my mom told me to do the dishes and I asked her why, she was just gonna tell me because I told you so. So it's like
Yeah, but that don't even work for the new generation no more.
was
These
just
new
saying.
kids ain't taking that
Yeah.
bullshit no more. Like, they're
Yeah.
not. These new
Yeah,
kids
but
be like,
they're also not extremely cautious about getting a shot either. So it's like,
they're one of the main ones. What are you talking about? Like,
You said
Yeah, they
what?
are pretty much doing
I think young people will get a shot without like much hesitation.
Yeah.
I mean, as
Well,
far in the communications that I've had with a lot of people, it's kind of a little bit more of the older-ish generation
older crowd. Yeah.
that hasn't fit
And
with the whole
it
shot thing.
hesitant.
So
I work
Yeah.
with
So
young
I,
people all day.
all right, so I found it. So
Source.
right, like the highest it's been was I mean in this relative time was the week ending on the 4th last month, and it was
Mm-hmm.
13,000 confirmed, you know, whatever cases. I don't know how they do those numbers, but they said about 14,000 people died of COVID. At the highest, it was like 26,000 people dying. So
So
it's
you
a
cut that in
significant
half.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost double. Yeah.
so well the issue is when it comes to like the COVID death numbers is that shit is also flawed and wrong
Yeah, not for sure.
too,
Yeah, that's why I
because
said I'm
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
that which is also a sad and stupid thing too, where because my homie works at a hospital and he was saying how like they get money when they have COVID deaths that are reported.
Wow. That's
Yeah, for
crazy.
some reason the
Wow.
government gives them a certain amount of money for each death that they handle because of like the extra time and care that these individuals need when dealing with COVID. So that's also kind of like an issue. Not kind of, that is
then
like a big
then
issue too with
sixty
talking about the
thousand
numbers.
the 60,000 medical professionals that work in the field was mandated to take the vaccine. They quit, and it's like, don't ask questions.
No,
Yeah,
no.
but
I won't
there's
Like,
a
let you
fuck
get
ton of
away with
people ready
that.
to replace them though. Like, and then I've
Listen, I
also
won't
heard
even
that
let you.
before as well. And I've asked somebody like to explain that, and they couldn't. So it's like, can you explain that? Like, they report a
Like,
COVID death or a COVID sickness, and they're granted more money for that particular
can
case.
I explain it?
Yeah, please. I mean,
No,
yeah,
I don't. I
absolutely.
don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't, that's
Oh,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
great.
Like,
Thanks for explaining.
no, I thought
nah.
you asked a question. Like, what?
No, my question is, yeah, like how does that work? Like a hospital reports a COVID case and they get more money? Like how exactly
Yes.
does that work?
I was never
exactly
on
how
that.
it
Explain
is.
as to how it works.
I just said
I
it.
was never on that end of the medical field. I was like more triage than anything, so I don't know how that payroll or any of that shit
Yeah, but
works.
I was just saying, and the
I'm
reason
saying,
they
well, the
got
person that said that this is how it works, like they have to have had some type of information to lead them to believe that's how that works.
no, it's not. That's not what led them to believe. Like they know that's how that works. I was just telling you that my homie who works in the hospital, right? He was telling the reason that they get the money. The
So he
reason
doesn't even know how they get more money.
I said it twice. I'm trying to say it again, David. If you shut up, shut the fuck up.
I think the problem in this shit is that alcohol. Y'all need to put that shit down.
Hey,
Bro.
the guy that works in the hospital that told you
He
the
about to give
hospital
you
he
the
works
same
for
fucking answer like 10
gets
times.
more
so.
I don't even know what David's arguing against at this point.
Yeah, I don't
He
even.
got, he got one eye
the
open,
reason-
man.
I'm listening, but it's just I guess I'm just not understanding.
The reason that they get more money is because the government looks at it. Because when dealing with COVID patients, there's a lot more time and care that goes into it. So people are working harder. There's more like materials that are being used or resources being used when working with COVID cases. That's
So
why
they
the
get a
government.
bigger stipend.
Yeah, so that's why the government gives them more money for the deaths that they have
Makes sense.
with COVID related deaths.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean, that makes sense. And people are complaining about that. Complaining about that.
No, David, listen. What he's saying, it's two things going on, right? What he's saying, he basically saying like, if it's an incentive that more people's getting COVID within these hospitals, air quote, because it's not facts, so it's just conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
So if it's an incentive that you're getting more money, so why not be like, oh, this motherfucker that died of a gunshot wound died of COVID,
Died of
so we
COVID.
get more money.
That's
Because
what's
gunshot
skewing the
wound,
numbers.
we're gonna get $6,000, but a COVID patient, we're gonna get $30,000 to make our hospitals a little bit better to better treat more incoming COVID patients. So that's what he's basically saying. Air
All
quote.
right, so this extra money that is just popping up because of these COVID cases, where does it go?
They're
To the
pocketing
doctor.
it.
Their fucking pockets,
pocket,
bro.
where
They're
the-
pocketing it.
So doctors are just finessing the
To the
government
bank,
then.
my nigga.
Hey,
Deposit, bro.
Go to the-
listen,
You said doctors? Hold on. You said
none of
doctors
us are
is-
in
hold
that
on,
field,
hold on,
and we just came up with this
hold on,
conclusion.
Hold on.
Oh my!
Everybody get
Hey,
quiet, cause
That's not a reach.
David,
That's not a
David,
reach.
are you serious? David, listen. You said doctors is not gonna finesse to make money. It's
They
fucking
are.
better. Listen, you have to listen in order to get a thought through. Look, it's veterans that fucking manipulate the VA to get money all day, every day, nigga. Like, what you? Why isn't people like that doing it? Then a doctor can't do it because he's just fucking Superman and he don't get greed by money like politicians do, nigga.
Bro,
like,
Jeff
David,
Bezos
David.
just said, "Pay my fucking taxes, or I'm going to
Yeah,
a different
like-
state." Like,
No, David. No. Fuck all this. Yo, David, have you seen your Tube D bill, bro? Like,
Yeah,
all you
like-
gotta look is at that bill and see.
Your
Exactly
you think
what
your
we're talking
hospital
about.
bill was worth what you paid
Yeah,
for it?
Yeah, I just got my hospital bill. That shit ain't
But
cute.
my thing is, I don't think it's the doctor taking in those funds. It's not the doctor making the decision to fuck over the people he serves.
The people who benefit
It's
the
the
most.
so the doctor I go see that fixed my shit. I'm supposed to look at him with a side eye because it's like you're the reason I'm fucking paying so much fucking money. That sounds
The person-
ridiculous.
The person that benefits the most, or the group of people. I think usually it's a group of
Oh,
people.
so it's a
are-
conspiracy. A bunch of doctors came together for this shit.
Motherfucker, are you gonna let me finish talking? My nigga asking me questions in the middle of my questions, nigga. What I'm saying is not a group of doctors. I'm not talking about a group of Illuminati people who meet at a mountain and fuck goats, bro. I'm just talking about a group of people like right by there's a new facility where you stay at.
Orange
off of
Ave,
Osceola
right
Parkway
here.
in Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that that's like probably run by a group of business owners who put their money together, invested in the building, brought in a bunch of doctors. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who probably benefit the most, but the money makes its way down. So if I'm a
Yeah.
doctor
Yeah.
and I work for these motherfuckers and I'm bringing them COVID cases, these extra whatever the incentive is, I'm gonna probably see a slice of that somewhere down the line. So I
Yeah.
also have an incentive to lie about it.
You know how much my hospital bill alone was just to perform the surgery, bro? Like
I don't
when,
actually. I'm not
when
aware of the answer to that question.
when I saw that bill, my nigga, and it says 0 at the end, I damn near passed out. 'Cause I was like, whoo, that shit was 800,000, bro. 800,000.
It's just
Damn.
wild. It's just
I could
wild,
did this
bro.
shit in my garage.
I know you could have. Nigga, Kenny can make a how to repair a hip YouTube video.
Like you know how sick that is, David? 800,000, bro. Like,
Sounds
and
disgusting.
that's just the surgery itself because it was new at the time. Syracuse University, it was a guided machine. So the surgeon didn't put hands on me. It was a machine that put hands on me. So cut me
wow.
open, did all that. It was a machine, though. 800,000, bro. Like that's not even
wild.
including the hospital stay. That's not even including the meds, lidocaine, Narcan, all that type of shit that they give you. That's not including none of that. And I stayed in the
Which is
hospital.
also overpriced.
You get
Yeah.
and that's not even including the fucking physical therapist, the occupational therapist, the TENS unit that they used on me, the shock therapy, the pool PT. That's all that. The total shit probably came up to like 1.6, 1.7 million.
Wow.
Damn. Yo, you worth a lot, Pete.
And,
Yeah, my
which
nigga's
is why
That nigga
I'm like
hip
Iron
worth a
Man
lot.
without the iron. I'm just a man.
Yeah,
Like,
nigga. Well, you think, nigga. You think. When's the last time you seen inside your bones, bro?
That's true too. And you know, guess who paid the hospital? The government. So
So
the
they say.
hospital was like, nigga, we gonna sit there and check all these. We did this to this motherfucker, this to this motherfucker, this. And half the
It's
time,
crazy.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad.
I said half the time I was drugged up, so I couldn't even go through that list and be like, yeah, they did all of this shit. Like,
Yo, them niggas all be in cahoots with one another because they basically play with house money, bro. Like it's very similar to these I'm not gonna speak on that because that's probably gonna get me fucking black mass in the middle of the night. But, not like literally canceled,
Like terminated,
like sniped, like the original type of cancel, like
I got a
18,
question for David too.
1840s type of cancel. But like when it comes to like insurance, they got so much money, and that's basically how these hospitals gauge these bills. They're like, okay, these guys are gonna pay this much, and then like the insurance can be like, well, since it costs this much, we can charge you this much. It's just a fucking game that they all play, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your question, Pete?
Why is it that David, like, if he can't use his five senses on something, he feel like it's not true?
I think he's just drunk.
It's probably it.
He feel like the bitches that he can't see in Africa don't exist because he's never seen
like-
them.
he's like,
That's
I don't-
ridiculous. Where does that even come from?
He's like, are we sure those African women are there? Like, have you seen them?
Have you touched
That's
them?
ridiculous.
Like,
Yeah. I don't think.
Where does that even come from?
no, I just feel like sometimes when we speak on certain things, like even like this could go left, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like
Oh, God.
when we talk about God, and you just like, yo, I don't believe it, and it's like it's because you can't.
I've never
fathom
actually
it.
even said those words before.
But do you believe in God?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, damn.
Somebody made all this shit, you know, like.
Like truly believe in
That's
God
how I
though.
feel.
Like yeah, I don't that yeah, sure. It came off with a little crack at the end too. Like,
Yeah. I
I have no reason not to.
You
I don't
know
have
a
any
lot of
reason to
What do you
conspiracy
mean
theories.
you have no reason not to, bro? You are a main proponent or main person. Like, if he existed, then why do all these bad things happen? Like, we had that conversation in your garage, bro. Don't try to act different in front of the camera now.
I mean, there's nothing that can be done to stop them anyway. So it's like
Stop what?
bad things from happening.
I would argue against that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the majority of fucked up things that happen are just people being fucked up.
Shitty people.
Martin Luther King stopped
I
a
think
lot
the
of
majority of
racism,
people
so.
are good people, but it's just there are so many people here that those
Majority?
the
I wouldn't go majority.
I go with
What?
David. I feel like majority of people are good people too, though. I feel that.
Like
There's
it's really just
8
the
billion
standard.
people
Like,
here,
what's
I
the
think.
standard?
I mean, you talking about 8 billion people, and out of 8 billion people,
all right, and
like,
some of
yeah,
them are gonna kill
it's a
and
minuscule
steal and
percentage of people that are huge
manipulate.
pieces of shit.
Right, it's tiny, but it's just that there's so many people here that we will hear about those tiny amounts of peoples that shouldn't be fucking people, you know, like.
I think what we do as people do, we do the report card effect. Like, you can work your whole high school career with all A's. You get that one F, you like, God damn it, my GPA is fucked up. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and now I take.
You
Go
gonna?
ahead, Chris.
You good, Chris? Your mouth open, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to wait. I didn't want to interrupt the man. My
Nah, you
bad.
good,
I'm
you
over here
good.
catching flies and shit. But what I was gonna
African
say,
fly trappers.
nigga, that's I put that shit on my resume. But nah. But I was gonna say, like, I feel like we've been trained to think this way. I feel like,
Yeah.
like, even if you watch the news, right? I mean, the news is probably my best example. Like,
Absolutely.
how, like, you watch like local football team raises a certain amount of money for their teammate, or kid gets adopted and his whole
Yeah.
first grade class shows up. Like, that'll get like one spin on the news maybe.
If that.
But like if that,
We say some crazy shit.
like some girl gets kidnapped, you're gonna see that shit
Yeah.
every single day. You know what I mean? So I think a part of it is just I mean, I don't know, because it's also a chicken and egg situation. Because they probably tried playing those stories of inspiration and goodness.
And nobody paid attention.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it might just be what we're receptive to.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's because bad news sells, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Sells,
when crazy shit happens or whatever, like, they find the bad shit out of everything, right? Like, majority of
Yeah.
news segments is gonna talk about some shitty shit that's happening, and then it'll sprinkle something really nice, like, at the end or in the middle or some shit to try to break it up. But majority of the
That's how it
news
works.
is gonna be all bad shit.
Because
Yeah,
people
you're
want to
watching-
see if those bad things turn to good things. That's what it is, bro. Human
Ah.
nature is to.
I'm throwing a flag on that one. I'm throwing a flag on that play.
I don't think that's what it is.
I think that's what comes with the curiosity.
Nah,
Nah,
I don't think.
bro.
I think people just like salacious content, bro. Like, it's just
Bro,
like,
like-
Yeah, bro.
in a fucking 2-year relationship, let's just say somebody get out of 2-year relationship. Normally, you're not gonna be like, "Oh my God, it was so beautiful, and we held hands."
yeah.
And
But we're
you're
talking
like,
about stuff
Like,
that
whether
they talk
motherfucker
about
sad.
in the
ain't
news.
shit. This motherfucker ain't shit.
That's
This
just-
motherfucker did this. Like, but
Yo,
it is the
David,
same
yo,
shit,
David.
though.
That was a weird comparison because you were talking about
How?
stuff that it gets talked about on the news. They were not talking about relationships on the
David.
news.
Yo, David, your relationship should be on the news. David, yo, David.
That wouldn't make for good TV. No way, bro.
But what's it? Yeah, it would have. But
But no, I was gonna make a
nigga,
comment
you're gonna
too.
let me finish
Well,
my
go
point.
ahead, bro.
You're gonna let me
Go,
finish
go.
my point, nigga.
I got next.
Like, what do you think? What do you think those Trumpos be watching Fox News for? For good
Yeah,
outcomes,
like
bro?
beef. Like,
Okay, but
That
that's what I'm
turned him
saying,
up.
like,
Beef, bro.
That turned him
well,
up. That
They
turns
trying
him
to
up,
turn
man.
up, bro.
it does.
I'm telling
It
you,
gets the people going. Yeah,
Bro,
yes.
I'm telling you, Trump, old white folks look at Meek Mill and they look at Trump, they can't see no difference, bro. It's the same effect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man.
No, because what I
Go
we were
ahead,
talking,
man.
y'all was talking about shit on the news and how the stuff that's written in a more negative like perspective or a controversial perspective gets more attention and
Spin.
clicks than something that's written in a positive or
Yeah.
a good perspective.
yo,
The thing
yo,
is, like and you guys made a great you talked about an example about that happened on the news recently about a relationship. Although that didn't fucking happen. No one talks about relationships on the news. But what did happen on the news recently was the thing about this girl that was missing in Florida.
Maya.
I
Oh my
don't even have
God.
to say her
Oh,
name, but I know
oh.
all of you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace, baby
Absolutely.
girl.
And they
Yeah,
found her, and unfortunately, it was the worst outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was followed closely because we wanted to see how it ended. When someone is found, that story's over. How
But
many
like,
stories do you hear about where the positive outcome
It's not really over.
comes up to be, and you continue to hear about it?
all right. So first of all, like Kenny said, it's not over. B, like, I don't think the conclusion is why people tune in.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like
Like
uh,
the Trumpos were already convinced that the election
Bro,
was going to be
that's such an
rigged.
extreme, bro. All right, honestly, like whatever amount of votes that he got, I feel like Trumpos are the minority of his voters. Not all of them are like what we describe as Trumpos. Trumpos are the super passionate, like almost flamboyant about it. You know, they have the
Zealous.
flags, the hats, the masks, the banners in their background. Like they had boats, they had flags on their boats with this guy's name on it. Like those are the Trumpos, and the majority of his voters are not like that. And we can, speak to someone in this group, who can
Touch your ass.
confirm.
All right, nah. I actually listen.
We can talk about. We can talk to somebody that confirmed that.
You're scaring me, bro.
I got the red hat.
Actually,
Red hat.
fucking my nigga whited out the MAGA. Nah, but I like this topic though, cause like how do you think Trump got elected?
Boom.
Because he's
They
Yeah.
they putting the most salacious content in the front runner. They're not gonna put the other motherfuckers in the front because they too boring.
Yeah, but
we don't
the-
we don't want to hear those weirdos. We gonna put the
Yeah.
other ones in the front.
that's my thing with that salacious comment is that the people that went against Trump, the majority of their content was about what Trump did, this, that, and the other. While Trump,
Nah,
he was talking
that's
about
not
what he was
true.
gonna do. Like I feel
David,
like
that's not
people
true.
ran more smear campaigns against Trump than Trump ran smear
Cause that's-
campaigns.
David,
No,
David,
but even
that's how he
hold on.
won.
Time out.
Even the smear campaign is salacious though. Is it right or wrong?
No,
out,
they
time
are,
out.
they are. But I feel like
Time out.
Trump was more
Time
like,
out.
I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, while while his
didn't-
competitors were like, Trump is gonna do this, that, and the third.
All right, listen.
You know,
listen,
like
that's
I
not
don't
true.
think that was
That's
conducive
not true,
to the
David.
Democratic Party.
David, that's not true.
No, that is true. There's no
It's not
way
true.
that people are gonna vote for Elizabeth Warren if she spent the majority of her time talking about what Trump did, or
All right,
fucking.
can I prove to you why what you're saying is not true? You're gonna keep going.
Hey, get the mic out.
Elizabeth Warren is a Democrat, so he didn't even have to deal with Elizabeth Warren. He was dealing with other
Right,
Republicans.
because she came up short against Joe Biden in the Democratic
Doesn't matter.
nomination.
Doesn't matter.
That was
At
just an
first,
example.
Okay. Trump at first wasn't he was considering going independent because he didn't think he would be able to take over the Republican Party. At first, they were ignoring him, right? They were Jeb Bush and all these motherfuckers were on stage talking about regular Republican shit. The thing is that these guys recognize how these cycles are. When this guy hopped on TV talking about we got to stop these Mexicans from raping and killing people, he basically took up all the airtime. He was in everybody's face, and he forced everybody to talk about him. That's how the news works, bro.
Right,
So at first,
Yeah.
they were doing their thing, but when Trump manipulated the entire situation in his favor, Jeb Bush had no choice but to talk about Trump. The only reason I'm talking about Jeb Bush is because Trump roasted him. I can't tell you who else was on there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Right. My question to you is, while Trump was doing all of this manipulating, was the majority of his content, like what he produced to his followers, was it more about what he was gonna do going forward, or was the majority of it about what the other
Nigga,
side,
you-
Democrats couldn't
We
do
know-
or wouldn't do? It's like
Nigga,
he talked his own shit while Democrats were talking his shit too. And it's like I feel like that's a big contributor to why he won the first time around.
And what was his shit? Killing everything that Obama did, keeping the Mexicans out, the Muslim ban, all this shit that was gonna create controversy. It was what happened.
So I think we can both be right in this regard, because I don't think I'm wrong. And Democrats talking about all the shit he talked about didn't help him. It definitely helped him. While you're talking about the shit that he said helped him, I think that helped him too. So we can both be right in this.
I think both statements is true to a certain extent.
Because like I think about Samsung commercials back in the day. Samsung commercials used to talk about the iPhone. You've never seen an iPhone commercial where they talk about Samsungs or Googles or Androids, whatever. iPhones only talk about iPhones. In those Samsung commercials, the iPhone used to take center stage. And it's like they got sued for copyright infringement, whatever. And they don't do that anymore. But it's like I look at that presidential race in a similar light. Like Trump used to talk about the shit he was going to do, and his opponents also talked about the shit he was going to do. So it's like
we've seen this, especially in the age of social media, we've seen the same strategy implemented over and over again. Right? Yeah. Like I said LeVar Ball. Right? Why were we talking about him? Because he's talking about he could beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1.
Yeah.
That his kid was already better than Steph Curry. And what about that white girl talking about Cash Me Outside? It's the same shit.
Controversy sells, saying, bro.
Controversy sells. Like what you're saying isn't wrong. Like if the thing is that everybody has to be on the same page, right? Like if out of all of us, if we represented the Democratic convention and I come on here just talking reckless, all of you as a group have to agree that you're gonna just ignore me, right? But if people start tuning in, if people start repeating my name, if all these if I keep on showing back up in people's feeds, I'm gonna become the process. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with Trump.
Yeah, that's true.
He is the first person I've ever seen get elected by roasting other people. Especially on Twitter, bro.
Manipulated the media.
Especially on Twitter.
Manipulated the media, man.
I'm telling you. He played that shit to perfection.
They should let him back on Twitter, bro. It'd be funny, like, to see people roast him, like.
yo.
That should be so funny.
That's dangerous, too, but we could talk about that another time.
Let him back on Twitter would be, potentially dangerous, yes, but hilarious.
No,
I think Pete's talking about that they muted him.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Comedy.
Yeah, I was wondering why I feel like I haven't heard anything like Trump saying nothing. I remember because he got fucking banned on like everything.
Literally everything.
It's just crazy.
My nigga went to, he didn't even go to Facebook jail. He went to Facebook hell. he went to Facebook damnation, bro.
That's bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, bro.
All right, Pete. To be honest with you, though, Pete, I agree with you. I feel like that is a good spot to pick up next week and talking about like that power of social media and type shit and like that ability to do that. We are pretty much out our time here from this front. Good discussion, guys. It was a good episode. So, all y'all, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Woodcrest Certified. We'll catch y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Wherever that comes from.